once you have what you think is just the right font, well then, zoom in on it, and I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on that so I can see both of these, because this is what I came up with, and this is the unaltered version. Now, with this selected, just with the selection tool, I want you to pull up the type panel and the character panel. It's under Window, it's Command T, Window, Type, Character, right there. And mine is sitting right here. And if this is not opened up, toggle this so you can see everything. Now, we're not going to cover leading. See how if I roll over this, it says set the leading. Leading is the space between two lines of text. Tracking is the space between letters in a word or a line of text, or multiple lines of text. But for this, it's just one line. And then kerning, right here, is the space between individual letters. Now for me, I knew I wanted this to be tight. If I zoom out, Command minus, zoom out a little bit, let's say I wanted this to be opened up, to be very loose. I could set, with this selected, with just the selection tool, not highlighted with a black square around it, with the type tool, I can move up and down by one or more, click the downward facing arrow and choose one of these numbers and get a preview. You may not get a live preview in 2017. I'm not so sure. I don't remember that happening. But if you wanted, you could just click on it in order to see it. Now, I set this to minus 25 for me, kind of as a starting point. Maybe I go further. Minus 50. Maybe that's about it. Maybe that's where I started. And then I went ahead and looked and said, where are the most egregious problems? Now for kerning, once again, I'm going to zoom in on this. For kerning, you're looking at two things. Number one is the characters themselves, how far apart they are. And you can see the S and the K are closer together than the K and the O. You can see that, right? I mean, that just pops out. And look at the S-I-G. Isn't the I closer to the G than the S? Although this distance right here is closer than this distance right here. All of this is a dance because you're not just looking at the letters, the positive space, the black. You're also looking at the negative space, the white, in between these letters. And to adjust tracking, you hold down Option and hit left and right arrows. Left arrow moves them closer, right arrow moves them further away. And this is at 5 unit increments because we changed our preferences, right? Remember that? And then kerning is double clicking. You absolutely need the type tool to do this. So you just double click in between two letters, the insertion point drops in, and now we can control this right here, one at a time. See how it's moving a little further away, moving a little closer? Or the way I like to work is always start out using Option and then the arrow keys. Closer is the left arrow, further away is the right arrow. And then you move, and then let go of Option, hit the arrow key, move over to the S. Maybe open it up a little bit, move down, open it up a little bit. And it's just this dance that goes on, and you're trying to figure out how to make this look as good as possible. And because these arrows are moving it at 5, an increment of 5, you can go ahead and click here and fine-tune 1 unit at a time. Okay? There is no mathematical correct way to kern. Kerning is completely unique. It takes a lot of practice. And as soon as you get 2 letters kerned, well, everything else comes into play. So it's a dance. Adjust this, adjust this, adjust this, adjust this again, adjust this again. You move back and forth, dancing around until you get a solution that looks good to you. And for me, this is close. This is not right on. This is close, okay? But I was kind of rushed, and I wanted to get this all booked and secure the domain and the Instagram and Twitter feed, so I got this out because it's better to deliver something than nothing. And I can always come back, clean this up, save out new versions, and re-upload to my website, Twitter, and Instagram. Okay? So take some time, have some fun. There's far more instruction and tips that I can give you, but for right now, for one day, that's plenty.